Hello. Today we are doing an episode on the... Wait, is it too loud?
It's a little loud. Gosh.
I should have tested levels before.
Maybe just turn it
Sorry.
down, yourself down a little bit.
Sorry.
How do I sound?
Hello. You sound great.
Okay, you sound much better now.
I don't have the big soundboard. We don't have the big soundboard, so... Okay. Hi. We're doing the long walk today. Keep on listening for our review on this fun movie.
Is this a metal thing?
Yes.
Little taste.
David, what is this?
It's pretty thick.
Great.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert. This is backcountry.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Ugo being pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Gosh, such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso.
All right. Hello and welcome to Horror Movie Talk. I am Sydney Lee, and in an unexpected turn of events, Bryce is not here. He's okay. Pray for Bryce. No.
He's in the hospital.
No, he's not. That's horrible.
He had the sniffles.
Yeah.
He said he didn't want to be sniffing and coughing, and he's fine.
Yeah, he did see the movie, and he said he was sniffing and coughing throughout the movie, which is a terrible movie watching experience. So I understand why he didn't want to also record like that. But it's just me and Max today. Sydney Lee, Max Allen. Very exciting. I haven't been here in a while, so.
I know. Are we going to
Very
talk about
exciting.
that at all, or are we going to save it for the afterpod?
It would be good after pod content, but yeah, there is something different about me, guys. Oh, wait. Yeah. There's nothing there anymore.
For our audio listeners, the dimensions have changed.
My total mass has been depleted. Okay. We're a silly, goofy, but very serious horror movie review show. New theatrical releases always get priority, but we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. Don't be a square. Make sure to share. Also, don't forget to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/horrormovietalk. It's so fun over there. We have a good time. You get episodes early. It's all great. It's all great. And of course, we probably have a lot of voicemails. I wish we could do them today, but if you want, I guess we probably could. But if you want to add your P to the community pool, go to horrormovietalk.com or call 682-253-4468 and leave us a voicemail. So we've got a great show today. We're going to be doing The Long Walk, which just came out as of today, a couple days ago. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And then come back and listen to our spoiler section. We'll start out by giving a brief review and our score for the movie. We score on a scale of 1 to 10. After we give the score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about the film. All right. The Long Walk is in theaters now. In a dystopian America, 100 young men are chosen to participate in a walk with no finish line for a chance to win endless riches. The catch, the winner is the only one who survives.
I think it's actually 50 young men. It's one per state, right? It's like the Hunger Games. One per district. Or two. Well, no, they do 2 per district. Don't they?
Yes. I really messed that up so bad. I really thought it was 100. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's
why would
50 of them.
that? Okay.
I don't know.
There's only 50. That's fine. Whatever. There's a lot of guys.
There's many boys.
There's many boys, and they're all like 20, and they're all walking. All right. I went into this film saying, so I'm just going to watch a bunch of dudes walk for almost 2 hours. And yeah, that is what happens in the film. But I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. Cooper Hoffman and David Jonsson are a great pair. They perform incredibly well as the two main characters. There's not an actor in this film that is unconvincing. I truly believe they were on a grueling walk for their lives. Like I said, yes, it is a film where we are just watching men walk and die over and over again, but the script is absolutely rock solid. I teared up, I laughed, I winced, I flinched. I felt all sorts of things. This is the ultimate dudes rock movie. It reminded me of how I felt watching Stand By Me for the first time. I loved this. 10 out of 10. You thought
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna like it, Max? I fucking loved it.
Well,
It was
the only reason I
awesome.
thought you didn't like it is because when I texted you guys that I loved it, I got nothing from you, and I got like a thumbs down from Bryce, and I'm like, what the heck is this? So
Well, I
actually,
wanted to be mysterious. So.
no, that's good. I actually just texted Bryce and asked him what his score was, and he gave Long Walk a 5 out of 10.
What?
Which is crazy. I mean, he's gonna have to defend that when he comes back next week, because that's a crazy score. Yeah, I too was kind of like not even sure I wanted to watch this movie. And I will say, if you're like a big horror fan and you only want to watch horror movies, this might be the least horror film we've reviewed all year. Like, it's not really horror. It's like dystopian. I don't even know what it is. Like it's
It's gory. It's really gory.
It's gory in the same way like a war film is gory, though.
Mhm.
And you wouldn't call a war film horror, you know, even though it could be scary. I don't know. All I'm saying is, like, this was a very different kind of film than I was expecting, but it was just really good. Like, I was getting so connected to the characters around midpoint. I mean, you know, there's 50 of them, so they start killing people off, and it's kind of like, well, I didn't even know who that guy was, so I don't care that much. But then, you know, when you get to the point where people you have known and come to love start going, it's like really impactful, really emotional. I started crying about the halfway mark, and I literally didn't stop crying the rest of the movie. Like, I had a massive headache and just a swollen face after this movie because I couldn't stop crying. I think the best part about this movie is it's got a few themes, but I think one of them is just brotherhood and what it's like to not only have a brother, but have a group of people that you would do anything for. And that theme really just hit me hard because I have had times in my life where I felt that. And I've had, you know, like, especially in high school, growing up with a group of guys who, even though they were jerks, a lot of the time, like, I would have done anything for them. And then going on my LDS mission where I was just with a bunch of group of guys who were all homesick together and we're all young and just trying to figure things out. And you feel that, and it's really powerful. And so I think it kind of tapped into some of those emotions for me watching this. Yeah, I got back and I explained the plot to my wife, and I just started crying again. Like, it was such a rough viewing experience for me, but it was really good. The only criticism I have about this movie is the ending, which is a spoiler, so we won't get into it now, but I will just say that I felt like the way it ended didn't quite fit the themes it was going for.
I would love to talk about the ending also. I also have things to say. I wonder if we're on the same page.
Yeah, so I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 anyways, even with that part I am not super in love with. Just because, like, if I were to give it a 9 out of 10, it would just feel disingenuous. Like, I really loved it. So yeah, 10 out of 10, a perfect film.
I felt exactly the same way. I was like, oh, this ending, like, because that, like, makes or breaks all of my scores for all of the movies that we do. Like, I don't care if the movie is, like, incredible. If they don't stick the landing, it's like, that's like why I didn't give Long Legs like a perfect score, like stuff
Sure.
like that. So, but at the same time, like, I loved every second of this movie, and the ending wasn't too bad for me to be like, oh, this is gonna take points out. Like, no.
Yeah.
It
No, I wouldn't
was
say
so
the ending
really
is
good.
bad. It was just like, it was really setting up a certain thing. And then when it pays off in a different way, I was like, it feels a little bit like a missed opportunity, but I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I also, the reason why I said 100 was because in the story, it's 100.
Oh, have you read the book?
No, but I got like, I have like a little screenshot of the differences between it. So I was reading the Wikipedia while I was doing this. But before we get into spoilers, it's everyone's favorite fucking part of the show.
Yay!
It's the mid-roll. If you're listening to these commercials, you really don't have to. You really don't have to. The first way to do that is to go on our Patreon, and then you can get ad-free episodes. We do video and audio for ad-free, and it's great. Like, you won't even hear this part, which is awesome.
Yeah, we got a comment this last week that was like $6.66 for ad-free. That's pretty steep. And so we did the math, and it comes out to about $1.50 an episode. So that's like 4 to 5 hours of content every month that you're getting completely ad-free for $6. So
Yeah.
for $1 each, yeah.
For $1
It's not
each.
too terrible.
Because you're getting the ad-free episode plus the afterpod. So like that's 2+ hours of content for
Oh, I didn't even
$1.
think about that. Yeah, you're getting close to 7 or 8 hours of content right there.
That's
ad-free.
pretty cheap. And you know what? What's $1.50 anymore? Think about that. You can't buy anything for $1.50. You go to the dollar store, everything's $1.25 there. So it's basically one thing at the $1.25 store. Okay, that's like nothing. And you know, you guys like us. Show it to us, you know. Subscribe to our Patreon. Also, you can just skip this part if you don't have the money for it. Like just press the little fast forward button. It's all good. Also, we have at horrormovietalk.com, we have our shop. So go buy some stickers, go buy some pins, go buy some t-shirts. We have all that kind of good stuff there. I'm still wearing my sweatshirt. It's been like almost 2 years of having the sweatshirt, and there's no wear and tear on it at all. And also, don't forget to check out our resident artist, Dustin Goebel. He is the best. He also has his what is it? Medieval sci-fi comic called Forain, which is Forraein. Yes. That's how you spell it.
AEION. And sometimes Y.
Yeah. Suki, you cannot be up here, ma'am. Okay. Sorry. But he has that medieval sci-fi comic out. That's going to be on Instagram and Patreon. We have him recommended on our Patreon. We also have Forain tagged in all of our Instagram posts along with Dustin Goebel's Instagram. So contact him at DGOEBEL00 on Instagram, or go on our Instagram and go to any of the pictures and you can find him. Make your artistic dreams come true. Tell him that we sent you, of course. And then we have our voicemail, which is 682-253-4468. Thanks again for listening. Let's get into spoilers. I don't have the drop for spoilers.
Meow wow wow. Bring.
Fuck. Okay. There's the most random stuff on here. It's like,
Yeah, what do we got?
Wednesday, my dudes.
Well, I'm glad we have that one.
yeah, we have that, so don't worry about it. Okay, so I want to first say the differences from the book, which is the 100 to 50, which I also understand why they would do 50 in a movie instead of 100.
Yeah.
I would not give a shit if there was 100, guys. Like, that would be too many intricate deaths, too many, like, it would just get really repetitive, and this movie is not repetitive. So the number of time between warnings is reduced from 30 seconds to 10 in the... Yeah, that makes sense for time-wise in the movie.
Yeah.
The traits of certain characters are omitted. Okay, I don't care. Okay, so in the book, apparently Garrity's father was taken by the squads instead of being personally executed by the major, which also see why they would change. I think that's a good change.
Yeah, I think they adapted it for a film really well. I mean, I haven't read the book, but just from dialogue alone, I think this does a really good job at making it feel like you're reading a book. Like it's And I mean that in a good way. Like, it's just a little bit different from other films you see where in books, characters kind of just go on these monologues and just start talking and talking for pages. And it really helps fill them out as a character and fill out the lore of the story. And that's kind of how people talk in this movie, where they'll just start talking and, the camera will be on their face for a minute and a half. And you just get like this, you get their worldview. And it's really interesting.
Which like works so well for a movie like this, because it is quite literally, if you were participating in this, if any one of us was participating in this, yeah, you would talk for like 10 minutes straight, because like, what else do you have to fucking do? You have to fill your time. You have to stay alive. You have to try to, keep up with everyone. You're just going to talk. So it's like, yeah, it does feel like a book, but at the same time, it also is like pretty realistic, which I think works very well.
So to kind of fill out what is happening, it is in the future of America where there's been a big war that has economically collapsed everything. And so America's trying to rebuild. And one of the ways they rebuild their economy is by having like this sort of lottery system where all the young men in the country, it's like a volunteer thing, but they kind of explain that everyone does it anyways. So it kind of ends up not being volunteer. But all the young men in the country put in like a lottery type thing to be picked for this long walk. And one per state is chosen, and they just walk until they can't walk anymore. And the last person walking is the only survivor, and they get an exorbitant amount of money and one wish.
Yeah, anything.
Which is kind of goofy.
Basically.
That's one goofy thing about it. It's like you get one wish. What does a one wish even mean?
It's still like, that reminds you that it's still a Stephen King novel, because like he does one goofy fucking thing in all of his novels, and you're like, okay, man, like you hammed it up for what reason? Like, but I mean, the wish thing does, it does work out like the way, like in not a corny way, I think.
Yeah, I just think like if you pair one wish with all the money you could ever want to spend, like, what is the wish even? I don't care about having a wish if I could just buy whatever I want for the rest of my life.
Wouldn't your wish be like, stop doing this walk?
Well, they explain that there's rules about the wishes where you can't wish for anything that would change like the government structure or how they do things.
Oh, of course. I forgot. I did. That makes sense, right? But also, I want to say that I didn't really know what to put for notes. So I literally just goes, they're definitely walking.
Yeah.
So much walking.
They're walking hard.
Like, because I remember what happens in the movie, and we can talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But it's like, it's hard to be like, oh, yes. And then this character is monologuing. And then this character, like, I mean, I could have put everyone who died, but I mean, everyone dies except for the winner. So it's like, like I was like, I don't think I really need to do a lot of notes. I do want to say that when this first started, like the movie when the movie first started, but when they first started walking, my first question was poop and pee, right? Wasn't that your first question? I was like, how the fuck are you to poop and pee? Because they walk for so long. They walk for like, I think the end, it's like 330 miles or something like that. That's so many miles. And you can't sleep, and you can't stop. You got to go 3 miles. Okay, yeah, let's lay down the rules. You got to go 3 miles an hour. And if you go under 3 miles an hour, you get your first warning. And then if in 10 seconds you don't correct yourself, you get your second warning, then 10 seconds, third warning, and then final warning, and they kill you. So you can't really stop, but you can stop. You can strategically stop. Like they explain, like, oh, if you stop, like, and you get one warning, it resets in an hour. So you can like, do it again. You can stop again, whatever. But I was thinking of the poop and pee. That got answered pretty quickly. We have the pee. You just turn around and you pee like walking backwards. Which I thought was funny when that happened. He was like, move out of the way.
Poop is definitely a trickier situation.
Yeah, because we have a couple of instances of this, which I enjoyed. Because, well, I mean, like, I don't like looking at poop, but like there was one kid who like he had to take a regular shit, and he stopped almost for the final warning. He almost died because of it, because it wasn't coming out fast enough. And then they told him that he smelled, and that was really funny because they were like, "You didn't have time to wipe. You gotta walk this off. Like, you gotta get away from us." And then there was the poop guy, which was it's sticking so hard in my head. Which the guy who was diarrheaing. Oh my god,
That's got to be the worst way to go, because not only are you just extremely embarrassed, you're terrified,
yeah,
and then you
it's
die
like,
for it.
you're like obviously dehydrated. You're obviously eating like basically like MREs, like these like rations that are like tubes of paste. And like, you know, you've been walking for so long, that's going to happen to someone. Like, it happens to marathon runners. Like, they shit their pants all the time. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, he just like had to pull down his pants and just have diarrhea. And then like, obviously it slowed him down. And then he got shot while shitting. Like, that is really dehumanizing, that poor kid.
Yeah. So there's kind of two types of deaths in this movie. There's the ones where you're like, ooh, that's a rough way to go. And then there's ones where you're like, I feel like I just watched my own brother get shot.
Yeah.
It is rough.
You really get to know these characters so intimately and so closely that like I was jumping every time someone died. Like, it really was like war movie violence.
Because it was very gory.
Yeah, like the first kid who died got like a Charlie horse or something, right? That was the first one.
It's implied. I don't think it's like ever stated outright, but it's implied that he somehow cheated the system, because you have to be 18 to put in, but he appears to be somewhere between 14 and 16.
Yeah.
So he's just too young to be there, and everyone kind of knows it. And literally like 30 miles in, he is already like cramping up. He's like crying, and the older guys are trying to like almost carry him, but he just can't go on, and he's the first one to go. It's pretty sad.
And it's in like, when we're talking about the gore here, like this is the first death, the first like gore that you see throughout the movie. And you're wondering, like, I don't know. I was wondering, I was like, I wonder how far they're going to go, because it was rated R. So I'm like, how far are they going to go? Oh yeah. You see, it literally looks like an execution. Like, it looks like they shoot him right in the head, and you see the bullet go through his face, and then you see him fall. Like, it's not, they do not cut away, which I thought was so intense. It was
you
so
just
intense.
see so many heads explode in this movie. It is rough.
So many like gut shots too, which when they start doing the gut shots to people, I was like, oh, okay, that's like literally just torture. Like, you're just going to shoot someone and then they can't walk. So then you're going to wait till they die, or wait till they're on the brink of death and then kill them. It's really sadistic.
I think they did the gut shots when they technically still had time, still had warnings, but were not acting how they were supposed to act. So it was kind of like,
yeah,
supposed to be another warning, but you can't keep walking after you get shot in the stomach. Like,
yeah, like, oh, it's crazy.
So
yeah,
there's a group of 4 guys who are really like our main characters. And there's a few more who are very important to the story, but the 4, I don't really know their names. You probably know their names better than I do.
So we have obviously Cooper Hoffman, which is Garrity, and then we have David Jonsson, who's McReeves. So there are 2 main guys, but we have they say they call themselves the Musketeers, but they're like, there's 4 of us. How can we be the Musketeers? Which I thought was funny. So then we have Hank. And then we have,
I think they call him Baker.
Wait, he's not in the cast. Like, the other guy that I'm like, what? He wasn't in the... Yeah, it's Baker. Yeah, Baker. I don't know why he wasn't on Google in the cast. He's on Wikipedia. But yeah, so it's Garrity, who's our real like main character. We start off with him at the beginning with his mom driving him to the long walk, and she's obviously really upset. And gives him some cookies, which that was so sweet. So he's our number 47, and then we have McReeves, who's 23, Baker, who's 6, and Hank, who's 46, and they're like best buddies. Like, they become best buddies on this walk, which I think is really sweet. Hank is like a little, he's like a short little Asian kid. He's like a shit stirrer. He loves to like just talk shit and be crazy. He's like, my wish would be 10 naked ladies. Like, it's like, he's just like this crazy little guy. And he's just like fucking with everyone the whole time. But he's like very sincere at the same time. And then we have Baker, who's kind of like, he's really fit. He's really in shape. He's like God-fearing. I really liked him. I really liked the Baker character. It was really sad when he died. Like, I was like, oh no. I mean, when everyone dies in this movie, it's really sad. Like, it's really, I mean, not everyone, because we don't know everyone. And then we have some antagonists, I would say. We have Stebbins, who, you know, he turns it around. I didn't understand why they like hated him so much. I didn't think he was that much of an asshole in the beginning. They were just kind of like, I don't know.
I think especially the core 4 characters had a really good attitude about the walk, I think, to where, like, obviously they're miserable just like everyone else, but they don't want to see other people die. Whereas some of the guys around them are just thinking like, well, when more people die, I get closer to winning. So and that kind of attitude, I think, just rubs them the wrong way once they see him, not necessarily cheering for other people's deaths, but not really helping them either.
Yeah. Yeah. He was just kind of like a lone wolf kind of guy. And that's why they were kind of like, I don't want to be around him. So we have him, who we understand later, before he dies, he explains like what his motivation for the long walk was. And then we have Barkovich, who is like the nutcase, basically in so many words. He's just from the start an asshole. He's kind of one of the guys who wants to see other people die, but he's really like, he lays into people. Like Stebbins is more like reserved. He kind of just says like, little quips, and they're just like, fuck you, dude. And he like walks away. Like he'll go keep to himself. But Barkovich is like really provoking people, and he ends up kind of getting someone killed. How did that happen?
So he's making fun of this other kid, and that guy gets mad and tries to like swing and hit him, but he trips.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Then he
skins his.
Skins his face, and then he can't get up, and he gets shot.
Yeah, when he throws like 3 punches, and on like the third punch, after Barkovich is like dodging all of them, he trips and like he slides like 15 feet on his face. Like, that was one of the worst ones. But then they're like, oh my god, Barkovich, you like killed that guy. And he's like, I'm not a killer. And he keeps hitting himself in the face and shit. And you're like, oh no. You're like,
he loses his mind over this movie.
This is not the guy you want to be walking with. Like, you do not want someone like this in the group, because, and like later on in the movie, he tries to like make nice kind of, and you kind of feel bad. I don't know. I kind of felt bad for him a little bit. But then he immediately is just like, something's wrong with him. Yeah. Basically. Like,
well, I think the thought of like his actions possibly influencing the death of someone else, like it really broke him. He just like absolutely loses his mind to where he can't function anymore.
Yeah, and he also explains that he's never had like a guy group. He's like, everyone needs a guy group, and I've never really had that. Like in high school, I didn't have that. And it's like, well, it's probably because you were a bully.
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk to everyone around him. But at the same time, like, you do feel bad for those kinds of people. It's like, they're doing the best they know how to make friends, and it's not working.
Yeah. And then he kills himself. Which, whoa. Like,
he like,
man.
So I was confused. Was it a spoon that he was stabbing himself with? He had,
it was
at
like
one
a little
point,
shiv, I think.
It's like a shiv by the time he's stabbing himself, but I swear he was like fiddling with a spoon earlier, and I was like, is that what he stabbed himself with? But where does he get a shiv? I don't even know. Surely they checked them for weapons.
Maybe he whittled the spoon. Because, I mean, there's nothing but time. And that was pretty far into the movie when he does that. Like, there was only like 10 of them left, I think, at that point, or like 15. So maybe he whittled the spoon down. I don't know. I didn't even see him messing with the spoon, so that was a good eye on you. So I didn't take notes during the movie because I was just like, I don't know. It was the night that it came out, and like there was a lot of people there, so I was.
It's
like,
really hard to take notes when you're enjoying a movie because it really ruins it. Like,
yeah,
it's hard to just immerse yourself in a film when you keep having to write stuff down.
One of the listeners asked me like what our process is, and I was like, yeah, I mean, sometimes we take notes during the movie, but it really takes away from the experience. Like, I don't tend to do that. And also, like, with a movie like this, it's kind of, I don't know. If it was a more complicated movie, I would need to take more notes. Like something like Weapons, like I should have taken notes during the movie because I was like, oh shit, like there's a lot happening. But it really does take away. So we also get some backstory about Garrity, Cooper Hoffman's character. He kind of gives his motivation for why he want to do the walk, and it's because there's a bunch of things in this dystopian America that are banned from doing.
It's like 1984. You can't read books, you can't watch movies, you can't listen to music, or at least certain types, right?
Yeah, like he's like, my dad loved Kierkegaard and Camus, and you're not allowed to read stuff
and
like that.
And Nietzsche. How's Nietzsche gonna help you in a dystopian world? What are you talking about? Make you want to kill yourself more, maybe.
I know. And Camus is like the stranger, which I don't think is like a whatever. But he listened to music that was banned, and it's like fucking Footloose. Like
his dad was cool.
His dad was like mad chill and cool, and he like whatever. And he, got caught by the major who runs this. I guess he probably runs the country. Like, I don't.
That's what I was really confused about. Is he like the president? What are they? Why is he in charge of the long walk, but also the personal executor in Garrity's hometown? So maybe it's more explained in the book, like what his role is, but I just thought that was. And later we learn he's also the father of another guy on the long walk. So this guy is all over the country.
Well, we can just say it. He's Stebbins' dad. Yeah. That's a twist.
He must be like the dictator or something.
Well, because Stebbins says that he has bastards, like the major has bastards all over the country.
Right.
Which is probably because of the long walk. Yeah, he has to be a dictator. He's like Genghis Khan. Like that's like who they're saying he is.
And like I mean, anytime there's someone to be executed in the entire United States, he just shows up. Like he has to be there for it.
I mean, maybe he's based out of Kentucky because that's where the walk starts, right? So, and that's where Garrity. But that
Kentucky's the capital of America now.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, I don't agree with that. But yeah, I mean, it does say in the book that the major did not personally execute Garrity's dad. So I guess they just, I don't know. It's the only thing in the movie that doesn't make like through line plot narrative sense, which is fine because you know what, that you can excuse something like that, but it is funny to like actually think about. But so the major comes to his house and like personally, and it looks like it only happened like a couple years ago,
a year or two ago. Yeah, because he looks the same.
Yeah, it's Cooper Hoffman is not a child. In that he looks the exact same. So so that's why he wants to do it, because he tells David Jonsson, he tells Vic Reeves that he's like, my wish at the end is going to be for the carbine, and I'm going to kill the major, like point blank, like gun to his head. And David Johnson's like, fuck yeah, dude, like do it.
Well, no, like, he's more like, doesn't he say don't do it? Because
does he?
We're talking about the two main characters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so their dynamic is that sorry, it's so hard to remember all their names.
McGreaves
and Garrity. Okay. Garrity has a lot of anger in his heart, and he sees no hope for the world, right? And so instead of wanting to use his wish at the end to help people, he is dead set on killing the major with his wish. And McGreaves is kind of shown to be a person who has hope and can see the light.
You're right.
So his wish would be, does he ever say exactly what his wish would be? He just says he wants to help people. So
yeah, he doesn't, I don't think he really goes into it. His long monologue, I don't know, I kind of zoned out a little bit, which is like awful. I know that's awful. But his long monologue where he got the scar, what happened there? It was some guy was trying to help him or something?
Man, it was such an emotional time. So I'm trying to think if I can get all the details. But like his parents died when he was young. And then he was like 10 or something. And then he went to live with an uncle who like beat him. And then he
that's
died.
What it was.
And then he is like on the street and like joining gangs or like just with other kids who don't have parents. And he gets in a fight and goes to the hospital. So it kind of just shows that he has a horrible childhood and he has no reason to have this hope that he has. But for some reason, he just like can't let go of feeling like the world can be good if we make it good.
Yeah.
So that ties into my problem with the ending. I don't know if I want to skip there just yet because there's some really important things I want to talk about, but
yeah, let's get through a couple of the other things and then we'll talk about the ending. But like you're right. He is a very hopeful guy. He also helps people the entire walk. Like, I mean, Garrity does too, because Garrity at his core is a very good man. He just is angry about his father's death, which is completely valid. But Garrity and McGreaves like help people the entire time. They help each other. They like Garrity leans on McGreaves when he's exhausted, and McGreaves makes sure he keeps walking at the correct pace. And like if people are falling behind, like the Four Musketeers, like they'll turn around and they'll be like, "Get up, let's go." Which like it's just such a dude's rock movie. Like it's so sweet. Like I can't like. When I got out of this movie, I was like, fuck, I am so upset that I wasn't born a boy because this looks awesome. Like it looks so awesome. Like sad.
I think one thing to note about this type of movie, because this is very like, it's very war movie-esque, right? Like this is what war movies try to make you feel, is like the camaraderie, the companionship, the like I die for you type feeling. I think in real life, unless you are like in World War II, this type of like brotherhood is hard to come by. And so like I mentioned, like I think I've felt like times in my life like this towards other men, but it's hard. Like you kind of need to be put in a horrible situation with people to be bonded like that, I think.
Yeah. And it's also just like, I don't know. I feel like it's also harder in this day and age. Like we're not in like, they obviously don't have like cell phones and stuff in this movie. So it's kind of like if I was in this long walk right now, I would bring my phone and I'd bring a portable charger and I'd be listening to like a podcast.
My goodness, Sydney.
No. But I mean, obviously you're going to talk to people too, but like, it's a very unique situation is what you're saying. And like, I think especially war movies will try to make you like idolize this type of companionship because they're trying to make propaganda, right? They're trying to make you be like, war is sick as hell. You should want to sign up.
You should want to sign up, right? Because this is the kind of like brotherhood you could have. But I think they do that on purpose to trick people. Not to say that this type of thing doesn't exist. I think it's just really unique. It's hard to come by.
Yeah, and like obviously this is not a like military propaganda movie as well,
right?
Because the military in this movie are the bad guys.
They're the bad guys.
Yeah, it's definitely 1984-esque. Like it's definitely that kind of dystopian thing. And yeah, I agree. I don't think that you would have this type of camaraderie unless you were in like a a group situation that was like really like apocalyptic and harrowing and life or death.
And I don't want to say that as in like I don't think that men can like love each other. Like obviously they can. And I have men in my life who I love to death, but I just think there's something special about when you are truly going through something awful together. It does something to people.
Yeah. Times of strife definitely can bring people closer together, and that's what happens in this movie. And they're also
and you're
just
right,
like,
with the internet, it's really hard because like all my friends are online. Like you and Bryce, I've never met in real life. My
so
other
crazy.
friends all live in different states, and we play video games together. And I have a lot of fun with all these people, and I love them. But there's something about being together in the same place that also is really powerful.
yeah, it's like at the end of the day, like I know that you and Bryce are there for me, like, and you know, like it's reciprocal. I hope like we all understand that. But it's like at the end of the day, you can't like come to my house if I like,
Right.
you know, like you can't just like if I'm like, dude, like I really need to hang out. Like it's not like we can all hang out. Like it's so nuts
Yeah.
that we've never met in real life.
Well, it's
and I'm
also
just-
like you had, something in the past couple of weeks where you really could use help. And, you were kind of telling us how it was hard because you weren't feeling like you were receiving that help. And, I, on the one hand, was like, yeah, it sounds like your friends are kind of being assholes a little bit. And on the other hand, I'm like, I haven't done shit to help you, though.
But like that's the thing is like what are you gonna do? Like
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah. Like, I don't even know what I can do is the problem.
if I need physical help, like you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
Like it's like that's the whole thing. And it's not like I didn't feel like you guys weren't there for me. That wasn't the like issue there. It's just like, oh shit, well, we can't physically be there for each other. So it's like, well, it sucks. Like it sucks. And it's nice. The internet, has its ups and downs. It's like, I would never know you and Bryce if the internet did not exist. But at the same time, it's like, oh shit, but we still live really far away from each other.
I mean, I think friendship is I think probably the biggest component of it is intellectual and emotional. Like you can do that through a screen.
Yeah.
But I think there's a physical component to where like you see them, you move your body to help them, you move your body to see them, you interact with them in a way that like, I think that physical aspect is kind of like that last adhesive that like puts it all together.
Yeah, I agree. And like even like when you're a little kid and you're making your first friends, like you can see they're in front of you. You see them and you know what they look like and you know what they like, how they move and all that stuff. And it's like, I mean, like you can tell me how tall you are, but I don't know in accordance to myself like what your depth is. Like
Yeah, I'm 6'8", by the way.
Yeah, me too. Bryce is really tall. I've met Bryce. In
Bryce
real
is
life.
actually very tall.
Like that's funny because I met Bryce 3 years ago, like a little over 3 years ago. I met him IRL, and he is really tall. He's really like he's so tall. Like I was like, I'm also really short. Like I'm a very very short person, but yeah, but I still love you.
Love you. Yeah. So let's talk about Hank's death because that was really the one that broke me. And then like from there, the
God.
subsequent deaths just kept like breaking me over and over again. But he is just like, he's losing strength. He mentions that he's allergic to like 90% of the food that they give you. So he has to like live off these little granola bars or whatever. And he's just getting so weak. You start seeing him get weak really early on in the film, and you just watch him like stumble through a good 45 minutes of this movie. It's rough.
He takes it like a champ though. He survives for a long time after he starts getting weak. Yeah, he can only eat one of the food things, and they give them like 5 different things. But I don't know why he wouldn't just say, "I need all 5 of those things."
It could be that he lied about his physical health because they mentioned that like you have to be in pretty good health because one of the kids has a seizure on the road and
Dude, fuck
he
that.
obviously dies because he can't keep walking. He's having a seizure and they're like, he must have lied about his medical record. So it seems like it's not too difficult to lie about your situation to get the opportunity to do this.
Yeah, but Hank's death, is really so when Hank starts getting weaker, he has one of his arms in his jacket. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I thought that was gonna be something, or I guess it's just him trying to hold himself up. But I was like, did he like get hurt, like, or something? Like, I don't know. But I guess he was just like probably in pain and whatever.
Yeah, he could have been in pain. He could have been cold. I mean, he's a lot skinnier and smaller than the other guys, and it was like raining and stuff, so he could have just been cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, like oh man, the way he dies is like he just like stops and eventually turns and like tries to grab a gun and gets shot in the stomach. And then he just starts screaming, "I did it wrong." And he screams that like over and over until they kill him. And it just is so sad.
And it's Baker who is trying to run back and be like try to save him, and Garrity and McGreaves are like, "You can't, he's dead, like he's dead." They're like, "Turn around, he's dead, and they're like saying that through tears as well. And it's just it's really sad. Like, it's just really fucking sad. And so at this point now it's only 5 of them, right? And it's like
It's something like that, yeah. And they get Baker back in line and like back up to speed, and he just starts crying and he says he's like, he was calling out my name and I couldn't help him.
And it's just so sad when he's saying like, "I did it wrong," because like, it's like, did he, like, he didn't, like, he just couldn't do it anymore. But
Yeah.
like you see this failure in yourself, and seeing that failure in yourself at like the last moment of your life is like so depressing, because it's like, oh, you're about to die and you're like, I'm a failure. And it's like, no one thinks you're a failure. It's just, that's the nature of this long walk, is like, not like only one person is going to live at the end of this. And
Yeah.
so yeah, everyone else is seen as like a failure, but I mean, at least you tried. But it's just bad.
So is he the character that we find out was married?
He was the only one that had a wife.
Yeah.
The only one. And you would never know that he had a wife, because he only mentioned it to like that. What they say is he only mentioned it to a couple of the guys before they started, and the couple of the guys were like giving him shit for it, which is like, okay. And so he just decided to shut his mouth and not speak about it. So Garrity is like, we all have to promise whoever wins has to at least like give some money to her and like make sure she's taken care of, which
Mhm. See, that's another part of what makes the ending hard. Like, they keep making these promises to each other, and they have an opportunity not to fix the system, but to do good. And it seems like that was wasted a little bit.
yeah. Should we scoot on down?
Yeah,
So
we
we've
can.
already, so obviously the last 2 standing are Garrity and McGreaves, the
Mhm.
best friends, our two main guys. And you know, at this point in the movie, you're just like, Garrity's gonna win, because he's like the
Yeah,
main,
he's the main character.
guy, and you've met his mom and you know his motivations and all that stuff. And so what happens is they're on like the last moment of the walk, and McGreaves stops. And Garrity's like, no, we're not doing it like this. Like, keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. Like, we're not doing this. So McGreaves keeps going, and they're like, we're just going to keep walking for a little bit. And they say that throughout the thing of people that are getting slow to walk and like are dying. They're like, just keep walking for a little bit. Just keep walking for a little bit. Like, don't die right now, basically. And so McGreaves and Garrity keep walking, and then Garrity stops. And I literally was like, no way. Like, I did not
tricks
expect
them.
that.
Yeah, I mean, they're both obviously wanting to sacrifice for each other. And yeah, he like makes them think that, oh, we're just going to keep walking together for just a little bit longer, and immediately stops. And then he doesn't notice and keeps walking. And then, Garrity is killed, which was crazy, because I guess he must have been on his last warning already, because they don't even give him a warning. That's just like, he stops, like a couple seconds go by and they shoot him.
I think they did. I don't know. I think it's because it was the last kill and the major does the last kill that they were just like, well, I mean, what's the point in dilly dallying?
Yeah.
There's 2 guys left. Like, we need to end this at some point.
And at this point, there's a crowd around, like, celebrating and cheering.
Very
Which
dystopian.
this part was so dystopian. Like, when they start singing, like, songs about America and there's, like, fireworks going off. Oh.
Yeah, like, oh, you won. It's like, oh, okay. And what did he gain from this? Trauma for the rest of his fucking life. Like,
well, so Garrity's last words were, because like he gets shot in like the stomach or something, because they have to get him on the ground so the major can come and execute him, I guess.
Right.
Is kind of what's happening. But his last words were like, you're the only one who can see the light. I couldn't see the light, so it couldn't have been me to win. Which to me was kind of him saying like, I was going to take revenge and I couldn't keep myself from doing that, but I know that you'll do something good with it. So I want you to win. And it just doesn't end. It doesn't end like that. He uses his wish to get the gun and shoot the major to get revenge for his friend, which is satisfying in a way, but it's hard to stomach because not only does he probably get arrested and killed now, like there's no way they're going to give him that money now since he did that. He also doesn't get to help Hank's wife. Baker, when he died, he said, give this medal to my grandma. He can't do that anymore.
It was a rosary.
A rosary.
That Garrity was wearing the rosary. So it's not even on McGreaves.
Right. So it's just like these promises that they made and the good they wanted to do was all for nothing because they had to get revenge. And that's, I don't really know what to make of that ending.
Yeah. I don't know. I see why McGreaves would do it for Garrity. They became the best of buddies, and like I understand that. And maybe like what Garrity had been talking about the whole time was like how much he hated the government and like all that stuff, and fuck the long walk. Like they do a big chant of that at one point, and maybe like some of that rubbed off on McGreaves. Maybe he was like, oh shit, maybe I am too like hopeful and positive. Like this long walk tore his best friends away from him. Like maybe he just got salty at the end and he was like, you know what? Fuck this. Like I'm going to avenge my best buddy. I also had this angle where, you know, there were a couple of guys that said to McGreaves that he was like a faggot or something. Yeah. And I thought that McGreaves might have like fallen in love with Garrity. Like I thought he was gay. I thought that's why he had scars on him.
It's subtle, but I think he was gay because there's a part where Garrity is telling McGreaves about his girlfriend, and then he says, well, do you have a girl back home? And he looks at him and pauses and says, I don't have a girl back home.
And he goes, no, I don't have a girl. Like,
yeah, like he says it like that.
Points it. Yeah.
And so like, I don't know. That's probably the clearest point. But then, yeah, they also like multiple guys call him a word that I'm not allowed to say. And
I shouldn't have said it, actually. Sorry, everyone.
So, yeah, I think it was trying to point us in that direction, though it's not really stated clearly. Yeah. And also, like, he could have been gay and also just really thought that Garrity was his best friend. You know, like, he doesn't have to fall in love with him for the story to work. But that could have been an angle.
I mean, I think they were just best friends. I don't really think like, oh, he fell in love with him. I think it's more likely like maybe like some of Garrity's anger rubbed off on McGreaves from the horrors that McGreaves saw as well. Like, okay, now I have, like, he's never had anyone in this world basically, and he finally had people, but it's like obviously the most unfortunate circumstances because you know that these people are going to die. So,
well, McGreaves says that he has never had a brother, and in one of the last moments, Garrity helps him, and he's like kind of questioning why, and he's like, this is what it's like to have a brother. Like that's what this is. So
Yeah. I mean, neither of them had brothers, so that's why they both were like, "You're my brother." So I get. I
Mhm.
mean, like, I don't think they were actually like he fell in love with him or anything, but he definitely was gay. Like, they definitely made that be a point. And that's, I think that's probably why he got the scars and stuff. It seems like it's like almost like, I know it's a dystopian like future, but it's almost like 1950, like
Yeah.
in this vibe. Like it's almost like I don't know. It's a weird thing. But also my problem with the ending was that the major like was like you never see his eyes. He's like this he's like what is it? It's like he's not a real person.
He's like an
Like,
icon.
Yeah, he's like an embodiment of just like evil. And
Mhm.
and at the end when
Played by
when
Mark Hamill,
McGree-
by the way.
What? Wait, seriously?
I'm pretty
I
sure.
had no idea.
Let me look that up so I don't.
No,
I
I
don't
think
say
you're
something
right
wrong.
because I remember it being in the. Yeah, I mean, I saw the credits. I think you're right. It is, right?
Let's see. Full cast and crew. There's so many people in this movie. There's so many characters.
Yeah, Mark Hamill, the major. I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
hmm
Well, that's crazy because you literally wouldn't know that. You could have been
He
anyone.
wears sunglasses and a hat the whole time. Like, if you know Mark Hamill's jawline, that's how you would recognize him in this movie.
Yeah. But
And his
like,
voice, I guess. But
he's just he kind of is saying like NPC dialogue like throughout it.
Mhm.
He's like your sacks are huge, boys. You got
He
big
keeps saying that.
balls. You
he
got
keeps
big
talking about their balls.
so many
Your
balls.
balls of steel, boys.
It's just like everything's about their balls. And then at the end, when McGreaves is like pointing the gun at the major is also saying NPC dialogue. He's like, "You're not really gonna do it, son." It's very video gamey. That was
Mhm.
my problem with the end. Is like it's like when you're at a scene in a video game where you got to tap there, like the screen is prompting you to tap a button to get the cutscene to come, and like you're not tapping the button and you're just hearing what like the NPC is saying
Mhm.
to you. That was the dialogue for me, and I was just kind of like, ah, that kind of sucks. But
Well, I
don't
think that might have been on purpose because here's how I'm trying to rationalize the ending. Because if I'm being honest, I think the ending rubbed me the wrong way where it kind of leaves you feeling like vengeance is sweet but pointless. Like there's no
Yeah.
point to it. And I think the way it manages that is you kind of have to do a little thinking for yourself. I mean, it doesn't like outright say it, but I imagine, because I was talking to my friend about this and he was like, it's hard to have a movie where the message is vengeance is bad when the bad guy is literally the incarnation of evil and
Yeah.
needs to be stopped. and I was like, yeah, but I don't know if he stopped anything. Like he killed the major, but has that changed the way the government is going to be? Does that mean there's no more long walk? Probably not. There's other people who are probably just as evil who are willing to take his place and keep going. And it almost seems from my understanding of how the real world works, when a leader dies, like it doesn't really mean that their goals aren't going to be accomplished. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I feel like maybe the message is like, you know, revenge is human nature and we all want it, but it's not going to lead us anywhere. Even though that is where the main characters go.
yeah, I can see that. I think it's just like, yeah, I don't think it like soured the message of the movie. Like, I don't think that the ending is so bad that it did that. Obviously, we
No.
both gave it a
Yeah.
10 out of 10, so we both still loved it. But yeah, I mean, there's got to be the next lieutenant who's going to step up and be the
Right.
major. Like, it's like, like you can try. I think a good way to like see this is like, you can try so hard to change what's going on, but you're still part of this system. Like McGreaves is still part of this system. And no matter what he does, like, yeah, sure. I mean, people are probably going to see that and be like, good for him. But like at the end of the day, he probably went to jail after. He didn't get his
Mhm.
money. He didn't like, it's just, I don't know. It's like the system can't just change because of one action. The whole system needs to be like disembodied. So it's just
And
it's
I mean,
it's a very hopeless movie.
we are
for sure.
making some assumptions, which I think is fair to interpret a different way. Like, they do seem to have this sort of reverence around the person who wins the long walk, right? Like, they give him whatever he wants, even if it's like a crazy request, and he's like honored as a hero. So I guess you could interpret it as like, yes, he killed the major, but like he still gets the money and he's still revered as like a national hero, and that could be a more hopeful ending. But we just don't know, and my inclination is that that's not probably what is going to happen.
Yeah. And, I think if there was a hopeful ending to this movie, it wouldn't be as good as like it is. Like, I think if somehow, like at one point in the movie, they're like, I think it's Stebbins, Garrity, and they're the last three, right? Stebbins, Garrity, and McReeves are the last three. I'm pretty sure. I think at one point the three of them say like, what if we all stopped at the same time? So it's like, if that was the actual ending of the movie, they all stopped at the same time and they were like, oh my God, you broke the rules, you all win. It would be stupid.
It would be corny.
It would be corny. It would be like a children's movie, and we wouldn't be here being like, wow, this is so good. So I don't know. I mean, like, in this kind of world, in this dystopian universe, like, it doesn't really seem like there's a hope for many people who live here, like, who live in that world. So it's just like, I mean, McReeves did what he could, I guess. But the way it was executed was a little strange, I think.
I think the ending that I was hoping for and the ending that I wanted would have been, because McReeves is standing there with a gun in the major's face, and the major's trying to talk him down and be like, you don't want to do this. Like, this isn't going to end well for you. And part of that speech is he says something along the lines of like, this is your moment to be a man and like step up. And he says, I will, or I'm going to, and then he shoots him. I think what maybe would have been more powerful for me is if he says like, I will, and I'm going to be a man now, and then puts down the gun and it ends. Because I just think like it's easy to think that revenge is like a tough, like manly thing to do. But I think giving into all that emotion and all the things you're feeling in that moment is much easier than deciding to do something good. You know what I mean?
No, it's always easier to do the worst thing. It's so much easier. It's so much easier to like not send out that text that you've been dreading to send it. Like, it's so much easier to just be an asshole. It's so easy to be an asshole. It's hard to be the bigger person. And that's why, like, but also with this point, like that you're saying, like, he just walked for 330 miles.
Right. Yeah.
He has not slept. He's not like he's not resting. His feet are probably about to fall off. He probably has no skin on his feet anymore. His mind is insane. He's probably going nuts. So at the end of the day, it's like, can you make an informed decision at that point to do the right thing? No, you're probably just so mad. Like, you're probably just so out of your mind mad at this system that you're like, fuck this. So it's like, he's not I think it just shows like he's just not a perfect person, even though the whole movie you're kind of like, wow, this guy like really is awesome.
He's like a philosopher. Like, he's saying wise things. He's being kind in moments where he doesn't need to be kind. And so he's really
also like
paints him.
Ripped.
He's just hot. Like,
he's just super hot.
Yeah.
He's like Adonis, and then at the end it's like it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess my point is like, it just shows like, no matter how good you think you are, like you can still fuck up. But honestly, at the same time, like, the major deserved to die. Like, I don't think he did it, but I don't know.
No, I don't think it was a like immoral thing to kill the major, because he's literally an evil dictator who kills people for fun. But I think it's a tough situation because you want to actually do something good from all this pain, and it's really hard to be able to do that when you just went through all that and all you want to do is kill the guy who made you do that. So
right. But I think this shows how good of a movie it is and how good of the script it is for us to have this kind of discussion about the ending.
Yeah.
Like it really, like if the script wasn't as good as it was in the movie. And so I was reading something about this movie earlier today or last night. I don't know. I woke up like 5 minutes before we recorded, but whenever I was reading this thing about this movie was, this movie had so many opportunities to make really cringy like things happen. Like this movie could have been cringy and stupid and fan servicey and what have you, but instead of it was like one hair away from being cringe, and it made it so sincere. Like it went the sincere route every single move that it could have made, which is very genius for this type of movie. Because we were texting about what movie we were going to do this week and like a few days ago, and we were all kind of like, oh, I don't want to see The Long Walk. Like we all kind of said like, oh shit, like this kind of looks like, I even saw the trailers and I was just kind of like, this kind of looks like it sucks. And it's so good. It's so good. Like that is I'm really glad that we saw it, and because it could have been cringy.
Yeah,
it really went the right way.
Yeah, another aspect that could have been cringy, but for some reason just kind of wasn't, is there's like a race component to this where you have every color of the rainbow on this walk, like from every race and ethnic background. They're all here, and the majority of them are getting along and loving each other and helping each other despite having motivations to kill each other. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a way in which that could have been like an eye roll, like, okay, that's really like what's happening here. But I think it somehow just is subtle enough to feel really honest and good.
Yeah, like they do mention like, oh, like that Hank's the little Asian kid or something, like say something like that, but it's not like they're like really focused. They're like, oh, this is a black guy and this is a Native American guy. It's like, no, like they're like, oh, these are just a bunch of dudes, and like that's just what, like they do make fun of like the way Hank talked at one point, but it wasn't because he was Asian. It was like because of what he said, which was like, okay, like we're going to go that route. And I think that works a lot better. And it also shows like America's a melting pot. These kids are from every state, and they're all different, but they're all here for the same thing. Like I liked that part too. Yeah, I agree with you.
Man, what was that thing that Hank said? Because it was like a classical literature joke. And I was like,
oh yeah, it was right at the beginning. I don't remember
either, but I was like, I've read that book. Like,
I remember it being a literature joke. It was funny. But the guys are all like trying to be macho at the beginning. And so they're like, and he's like, what? I read. Like, that's what he says. It's really good. But there's just so much good dialogue in this movie in general. Like, it's just, I mean, it's all dialogue basically. Yeah. It's not like there's much action. I mean, there is, but...
Could you imagine if this went the same route as like a slasher movie where the dialogue is minimal and surface level and all we're focused on is how the next guy's going to die?
It would have sucked. It would have really sucked, because in slashers, it works for a slasher because you have like a crazy killer, and that's fun.
If your point is to turn off your brain and watch a crazy killer kill people, that can be fun. But if we would have just watched these guys walk for 2 hours and just get picked off and that was it would have been a very boring movie.
Yes. And I do want to say that often on this podcast, we are always like, wow, this movie was so long. And this movie it is almost 2 hours. It really didn't feel like it.
I was locked in. I didn't feel that either. Yeah.
I was locked in. Even though the woman next to me, she got up twice during it, and I was like, damn, you're missing it. Like, every time she got up, I was like, no, come back. Like, girl, you're missing it. Like, but yeah, Is there anything we want to talk about? Anything more?
That might be it. I mean, it's a heavy movie. There's probably a lot more we could talk about, but honestly, just go see the movie and like experience it for yourself because it's really good.
We definitely cannot emphasize how good like the script is by like we can't. It's not like we can perform it.
I feel dumb talking about some of these things because I'm like, I know what I felt when they were saying it, but I don't know how to describe it. So
yeah, it was it's so good. It's so good. Highly recommend seeing this in theaters. I feel like if I watched it at home, I wouldn't have been so locked into it. But hopefully I would be. But yeah, go support it in theaters. Who is it directed by? Is it anyone that we know?
I don't know.
I should know that. It's okay. The screenplay was by J.T. Molnar, who did Strange Darling. I don't know. Did you see that? We didn't do it.
I didn't see it.
We were gonna do it, but we didn't. So Strange Darling was pretty good, and it's directed by Francis Lawrence. Come on, load. Who did Constantine and the Hunger Games movies. So
they did the Hunger Games movies because this has like direct parallels to Hunger Games.
He literally directed the Hunger Games.
That's crazy.
He directed all of them.
All of them. This is like the Hunger Games if the Hunger Games was good, in my opinion.
Oh, he didn't do the original Hunger Games. He did all of the sequels, which the sequels are fucking bangers.
I actually haven't seen any of the sequels. I've only seen the first one. I've only read the first book too.
I only read the first book, but I watched all the movies. Besides the one that came out a couple of years ago. I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, what was that called? I don't remember, but yeah, they made a kind of like an offshoot.
The Song of Ice and Fire or whatever. Game of Thrones.
Such a stupid name.
Song
of Wind and Dance.
All right. Well, that's the episode. I didn't have anything else planned.
That's all right. Yeah, that was a good episode. Thanks, guys, for sticking around. That was fun.
Yeah, thanks for listening. And our voicemail line is 682-253-4468. Go to our Patreon at patreon.com/horror movie talk. And yeah, we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. You lose. You get nothing.
Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is.
I just had to stroll through the scraggly woods.
He had no face.
Horror.
Wow, that didn't sound good.